Wow.
Back 4 Blood is not a $60 game, but I want to get one thing straight. Back 4 Blood is a great game, but paying a full $60 for this is asinine. And yes, I understand the game has not been released yet, and some people still might think it's too early to call it, but I disagree. I have put a good amount of time into this game over the past beta weekend, and simply put, there's not enough here to justify a full price tag. And at the moment, I feel insulted that they considered this game worth the price they assigned to it. And even though I like the game, there's a bunch of shit that sucks about it. Now, before you spam hate comments, please know that I understand that this is a beta, and more maps and content will be added with the full release. However, I'm pretty confident that if Turtle Rock doesn't make some big changes, this game will be dead and forgotten in less than a year. Which coincidentally is similar to what happened to another one of their games, which despite the hype ended up being a hot steaming turd that they desperately tried to sweep under their rug, but all they did was get shit all over their living room floor. But to be clear, I do not want that for this game. I hope it succeeds, but for now I'm going to tell you why it probably won't. Also, no spoilers ahead, but I'm not even sure there's really anything that we could spoil here, so don't be worried about that. Okay, but before we talk shit, let's take a look at all the good. Start things off positive for once. And to do that, we're going to look at the better half of the game, the PVE mode. PVE centers around you and 3 other people navigating an apocalyptic hellhole similar to the suburbs of Detroit, but it's filled with zombies, or ridden, but fuck off, I mean, they're just plain old zombies, I don't know why we gotta call them ridden. Besides the standard zombies, they also have a bunch of big old variant zombies. You got big beef boys, tall beef boys, and spitting beef boys. And all this beef combined with the well-designed maps makes for an enjoyable gameplay loop. The pacing was good, as was the difficulty. So PvE was a certified good time, but the PvP was a little more hit or miss. So PvP is 4v4, of course it is, where one team is made up of the aforementioned beef boy zombies, whose goal is to kill the other team, which is made up of cleaners, or just regular old people with, like, you know, guns and stuff. Again, I don't know why we need to come up with an original name for this, like just call them survivors like in Left 4 Dead. It makes way more sense anyways. I don't know why I'm so mad about this, but it's a pretty cool mode. And collectively, I think we had more fun than heartbreak. Despite getting walked like dogs by some of the other teams we played against, we still had our share of success. On top of this, the game looks and runs amazing. Throughout my experience, we only had about 3 crashes between the 4 of us, which is considerably good for a beta test. And I feel like the graphics are ready for launch, and any further tweaking would probably just be a waste of time. The actual gameplay is tight and articulate. Shooting guns feels heavy, and the game handles soothingly smoothly. Smoothly? Whatever. They also included enough guns to keep things feeling somewhat fresh, as you don't always get the opportunity to use the gun of your choice, making for some balls to the wall, I'm trying my best guys, I'm sorry kind of moments, where the weakest link on your team is blindingly obvious.
Shoot, I got an idea. Everybody stay there.
What the fuck happened? Why was that your idea? Forcing everybody to work together or end up hating each other. Again, it's good design and good fun. So what's the problem? Well, there's a few problems, but first let's talk about friends. Back 4 Blood is an entirely squad-based game. That's why it's called Back 4 Blood, using the number, implying it's 4 people against zombies. In case you didn't put that one together on your own, that's what it means. Which is great when you have 3 friends that are down to get online. Because when I was playing with our Discord group, I had a lot of fun.
Hold on, stand right there, 1 second.
Don't shoot it.
I'm not gonna shoot it. I'm not gonna shoot it.
So sorry. Stop.
However, when they signed off and I joined lobbies as a solo, the experience kind of fell apart. And it wasn't because the game was harder when your group isn't working together. It was because the game just wasn't fun anymore. Without the communication or strategy that was involved when playing with friends, the game kinda just felt lonely and repetitive. Previously, I liked the fact that there were little to no story elements. I felt cutscenes and exposition would just slow down the pace of the game and interrupt its flow. However, when I played with a random group and no one was talking, the absence of any sort of story besides words painted onto walls became glaringly obvious. I didn't feel as attached to these campaign missions because they made a half-assed attempt at explaining what we were doing, who we were, or what the fuck was going on. Besides some cryptic graffiti, there's not much there giving the player a sense of what had happened here. So, how do they keep the same level interesting when playing through it multiple times? Well, Turtle Rock implemented a shiny new feature named Game Director, which is completely different from AI Director from Left 4 Dead. The purpose of Game Director is to shake things up so every run is different from the last. Now, having played through the campaign a couple times, I didn't notice too much of a change. Sure, there weren't always the big beef boy zombies in the same place as before, but still, my playthroughs kind of blended together as there were no big altering moments to separate them, and thusly none of those 3 runs stuck out over the others. It's like giving me 2 plates of spaghetti that were made with different brands of noodles. Yeah, I'm sure they're different, but I'm too drunk to be able to tell them apart, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm just eating way too much spaghetti. What was more frustrating is that after squad mates left, as random people do online, they were replaced with bots, with brain-dead AI. At first, I thought 2 players were trolling me, but it turned out to be 2 dumbass bots that just followed me around like lost puppies. However, they were still better than one of our squad mates.
Look at that throw, that was terrible.
Oh my god! Woot!
Anyways, you get the point, the bots weren't very smart. Now, this next critique is a little more opinion-based, however, most everyone I discussed this game with agreed. And that's about the progression system. In Back 4 Blood, upgrades come in a convoluted card system. Now, some people probably enjoy this, but for me it's too much text. And I pretty much TLDR every card, and end up randomly selecting buffs without giving them a second thought. And yeah, it sounds like a me problem, because it is. Maybe you love reading a block of text so you can reload a fraction of a second faster, but once again, I'm too drunk to taste the difference between these cards, and having to select 5 of them before a match is just tedious and annoying, and definitely not very rewarding. Now, all this could be forgiven if the game provided a deep and well-designed versus mode, but they kinda didn't. Now, taking the concept of zombies and applying it to video games is like a match made in heaven. However, what Turtle Rock did was a marriage similar to Donnie and Melina's. Oh, you might remember good old Donnie T from his show, The Apprentice. He was kind of like a celebrity here in America for a little bit.
You're fired.
Now, I haven't been able to find any information online about them adding additional versus modes, meaning that I'm pretty concerned that these modes will be the modes that the game is launching with no expansions planned. And the only difference being the number of maps that players have access to. And this is a big problem, because no matter how you slice this shit pie, games in 2020 just don't see mass success without having a solid multiplayer experience. I don't agree with it, but it seems to be the way the world works these days, and it's nearly impossible for a game to remain relevant for over a year unless it has an addictingly fun, competitive online mode. I mean, do you really think that Fortnite would be what it is today if they stuck with the cooperative horde mode? The answer is no. And unfortunately, Back 4 Blood only has one online mode, Versus Mode. A mode that is good, not great, and could definitely use some additional tweaks. The first issue I had was with the controls for the variant zombies in the game. They were clunky and irritating, and when I'm a zombie, I want to have fun being a zombie. But simple things like trying to walk through a door or just walk around an object on the ground are unnecessarily difficult. And coordinating attacks when paired with random squad mates? Well, it's not an easy fucking thing to do. If everyone on the team is doing their own thing, you're probably going to lose a lot. And unfortunately, there's no other backup games to try if you keep losing in versus mode, because there's only one online competitive mode. Which is weird, literally, there's a million different modes they could add. This is where I feel like the 4 part of the game's name limits the experience. Because would it really be so bad to add non-squad based online modes? Why does it have to be 4v4 and why not 2v2, 6v6, 8v8, horde modes, team deathmatch, objective based games? Just add zombies and it'll be something new, right? I understand why they probably don't want to add this because it doesn't align with their vision for the game, but what's the worst that could happen? At least it would help replayability, and it'll give players something to fall in love with within the game. Instead of having players focus on playing the same campaign missions over again, I feel adding additional online competitive modes would only help the game, and it's dumb to not do so. And the last problem I have with this game is when your character is covered in blood. It kinda just looks like they're covered in shit, right? I can't help but feel like the reason they're pricing this game the way they are isn't because they think the game is worth it. Because they aren't selling me the game. They're selling me the nostalgia that I have for Left 4 Dead. However, paying a full $60 for this is dumb, but I kind of want to, because I miss having good times with my friends. And in a way, Back 4 Blood is a blast from the past. But what it really boils down to is what they end up adding. Because right now it seems like they have a decently fun but repetitive campaign mode, a subpar competitive mode, and a bunch of beef boy zombies that damn near give me a stroke every time I try to walk through a doorway. And I just can't see this game being relevant a year past its release date. Sure, it plays well and it's good fun, but I'm not paying full price. I'd rather wait 6 months for when it's on sale. And honestly, I find it strange that a game that's designed for online play has so little in terms of online modes. Now, I'm sure there'll be some balance changes before launch, and who knows, maybe they'll pull some more features out of their ass before they get the game out. But for now, I would suggest enjoying the beta and waiting for a sale. But hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully this game does well. And this is just how I feel, and I look forward to spending $20 on this next year. But anyways, if you liked the video, please consider subscribing and clicking on one of these other videos. I've been working my ass off on this channel, and all I want is to argue with people in the comments who think I'm a dumbass. And as always, thanks for watching.
Wow, what a great video.